Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, what do we do now? Maybe a few more reviews. Camera edge scroll broken after loading a save game from in-game menu. Okay, let's see. Allow resume audio. True. Allow resume audio. Allow resume audio. Pause. Game pause. Pause game sounds. Does this change make sense? Set game pause. Allow resume audio. Introduced was a mouse capture state that would update when you pause the game. However, it did not reset this capture state regarding pausing when game logic reset was called. Was a mouse capture state that would update when you pause the game. It did not reset this capture state regarding pausing. Oh, why is this described so complicated? Tested with 0 hour. Because a bug. My gosh, there are so many tickets here. Freezes the game. Okay. Running a safe game. Okay. So there is a bug here. Loading a save game using the in-game menu freezes the game. Game frozen. Get stuck at 0%. Yeah. This bug fix closes 1922 and possibly. Online. Why do we have two bug reports? One for save game and one for online match. What is this? In a match, account of the problem that camera edge scrolling did not work. Camera edge scrolling. I don't understand why is camera edge scroll related to resume audio? What is this? How does this relate to each other? Okay, so I'm really confused. So the title talks about camera edge scroll, but the change touches audio. I don't understand. I'm confused by this change. The title says that this concerns camera edge scrolling, but the code touches audio. Pause, resume audio code. How does this relate? I'm confused. Good. I'm done with that. Okay, this one was pushed, yeah. Let me see. Can no longer approach, except when disarming staffed mines. Okay, it's targeting mine. It's targeting mine. Okay. Can we resolve this? Okay. Then targeting mine. If object is staffed, can no longer approach, except when disarming staffed mines. Okay. Okay, then that is fine. Okay, let's see what we currently have approved here. Review approved. Dangerous repel. Looking good. Okay. Prevent. So this is bug fix for Chinook AI update. Just say bug fix AI update. during, prevent manually ejecting, repelling, unit, manually ejecting, repelling ranges during Chinook combat drop. Chinook combat drop. Chinook combat drop. You say this one is AI states. AI states. AI. Just use AI, bug fix AI. Good. AI bug gen minor node retail ZH. This one is labeled as fixed, but it should be a bug. Is it minor issue? Minor. Okay. Then I will merge this. Prevent manually ejecting, repelling ranges during Chinook combat drop. Okay. Merge that, and then we merge this guy here. Undetected mines cannot be approached when using a disarm weapon. Okay, bug fix. Okay. Okay. Good. Then let me take a look at this guy. Once subtraction, one variable assignment less. Yeah, the variable assignment doesn't matter. It's getting compiled away. Okay, so that branch, what is it? Fixed delf. This one. Yeah. Then here, let me. Jesus. Then here I will do related to. Then let me get this bunch I have already. Let's stop debugging. Let's compile. Okay, let's do remotes, fetch and prune all remotes. Unloading projects. VA sorting. Good. Then let's run this. I just realized there are more of these guys here. Maybe we can also fix these in the other change. Let me put a bookmark here. Good. So this change. So he wants it to be this, yeah, this. Then let me do the following. We'll do copy real, copy 1, copy 2, then here we do copy 1, copy 2, and then we do if copy 1 is not copy 2, then printf, put a breakpoint here, and then this guy equals like this. Okay, let's see if that is the same then. We should probably also have a static assert. This guy is larger than 0 and smaller than 1. Is malformed. Okay, let's see if that works correctly. Okay. Then let's go to load game. Then this one, oh, okay. It didn't write out the file. Skirmish. No, not skirmish. Why do I click on skirmish always? Load game. Let's go. Okay. So. Okay. And that seems to be the same. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Great. There's some shadow glitch here. See that? Something is fishy here. Good. So we can do this here as well. Fair enough. Then we can call this fade scalar. Okay. Then we remove this. Then we remove that, and the time scale we put in here. Okay, then we remove these guys, and that's it. So this guy is 0.8, yeah. Then this is float, and let's make this a 1F. Okay. Fade scalar fraction. Scales. Time scale. Ah, it doesn't matter. Just fade scale. Okay. Must be between 0 and 1. Okay. Tweak input. Tweaked. Okay. Good. What about this guy here? G1 good equals that, G1 good, blah, G1 good. Okay. This matches the expectation. Game lobby sorting, probably sort CSC mismatches to the bottom. Okay. Okay. Then we call this bug fix. Lobby, bug fix, lobby. Fix lobby game sorting. CSC. Game rooms to the bottom of the lobby. Properly sort CSC mismatched game rooms to the bottom of the lobby. Okay. Good. So what else do we have here? Execute scripts. Add functions for handling UTF-8 encoded strings. 409 lines. Boah. For a factor. This Perl adds some functions for working with UTF-8 encoded strings. It originated from this, where a requirement to deal with UTF-8 encoded multi-byte characters arose. Previously, GameSpy-specific blah and blah functions were used for converting between Unicode and UTF-8. This change moved the functionality to WWLib and updates the previously mentioned functions to utilize WWLib implementation. Conversion, size requirement calculations, size parsing, seeking to end of previous character, conversion between UTF-8 encoded are also exposed. Okay, so is valid UTF-8. Return true if the string is valid UTF-8. Convert the given Unicode string to UTF-8 and store it in self. Convert from, it reads weird, this function name. Convert to. Perhaps rename to set as UTF-8 and move it to the set functions above. Maybe even call it UTF-8. Set as UTF-8. That's probably fine. Set. Maybe just call it set. Replace contents of self with a given string, not the just translate rather than set. It's not some data manipulation may be necessary. Maybe it should be translate. Translates. Perhaps this should become what the translate functions want it to be. See. Translate. ASCII string translate. Here. Perhaps this should merge with the translate functions. Controls for some callers. UTF-8. Get size as UTF-8. Boah. Convert white chart to UTF-8. So let's convert white chart to UTF-8. False, no. Okay. Game info. If not is valid UTF-8. Option string is not valid UTF-8. Multi-byte to white char single line. Okay. Test size convert. Okay. UTF-8.h. Okay. A single byte is lead byte. A stray byte. Returns true is C is an invalid UTF-8 value. Invalid value. UTF num bytes. Let's go to the header first. UTF-8 num bytes returns a number of bytes in a UTF-8 character based. Returns a number of bytes in a UTF character based on the lead byte. Something reads wrong in this sentence. Returns number of bytes to truncate if str contains incomplete UTF-8 character at the end. 0 if no truncation needed. Assumes correct UTF-8 up to length -1. Truncate. Nice. It's a very specific function. Maybe instead of truncate, instead of using term truncate, just return number of invalid bytes at the end. This function does not need to care about the use case, aka truncate. Just form. The caller's use case. Just inform about facts. Because so basically this one returns the number of incomplete UTF-8 characters at the end. It doesn't care if we now use it for truncation, right? It should just tell us, is there how many invalid characters are there at the end? If it's 0, perfect. If there is some number, then we can decide to truncate. Validate string, whether the given string is valid. Maybe this perhaps this function can be combined with the truncative incomplete. Return 0 on success. Return 0 on success. Otherwise, return return can be combined date string. Well, return 0 on success. Otherwise, return a number of invalid characters from the end of the string. Yeah. Perhaps this and the function below. Yeah. Get size as UTF-8. Get the size in bytes required to hold the UTF-8 representation of the given White-char string, including null terminator. Including null terminator. Get the size in bytes required to hold the UTF-8 representation. Otherwise, let's return number. Or return position of first invalid character beginning from the end of the string, excluding null terminator. Convert White-char. can shorten function name to wchar to UTF-8. Vegas code uses snake case for function names. Otherwise, use camel case like engine does. TGT target size. Common naming convention for arguments like this is source dest also dest often comes first, then source. See memcopy dest source. Oh boy. Oh boy. Reason being, it matches more the left side equals right side convention. Okay. Good. I think that's enough review for now. With this, you can already make some changes. Yeah. Good. Then I will submit this review. Okay. Good. That was 1 hour of reviews again. Then I think it's time to get back to camera. We have main branch here. Main branch, fetch and prune. Okay, let's get latest. Let's create a copy file before we rebase. There will be at least one merge conflict with one of the comments. I know that already. Yep, there we go. This one should be simple, not just. Okay. Okay, fair enough. What is this? Okay. Okay, then we can also do auto squash. Okay. Good. Then let's. I would say it's time that we enable World Builder and see what kind of compile errors we get now. RTS 0 hour and tools. Generates. Okay. VC package enable manifest equals true. Okay. Good, then compile this. Good. So then okay, we see some compile errors here. Let's see. Yeah, so this will be interesting since we touched a bunch of things in height map. There is a great chance that things will be broken apart from a compilation. But first we need to fix the compile errors. So let's see. Error. Update block. Does not take 6 arguments. Oof. Ah. Aha. Update block. Ah, this was when we removed the lights iterator thingy, right? It's probably that. Vertex buffer tiles. So this one is plus this, okay. Okay. What else? Lights iterator, light list. This one is also for static lights, right? Static lights. WB view. Maybe I was a bit too ambitious here with removing the lights iterator, because here we have a different light. It's a different light source. Well, that's some trouble. Yeah. Set up camera. Oh boy. Okay, this will be... Okay, it's not so much, but... we have some trouble here. Yeah. Oh. Why can't I jump into the function? What is this? Yeah. Do partial updates. Do partial updates. Okay, I didn't do anything with the lights iterator. Maybe what we need to do is pass the lights iterator into init height data and then use the one that we passed instead of grabbing it from somewhere. Yeah. So we have this init height data, init height data. Yeah. So this one here goes to what we did here somewhere. Yeah, this one. So this goes here. And then this guy, update block. This one belongs to the lights iterator change. Yeah. Lights iterator. Lights iterator. Here, this one. There we go. So let's say we do a revert this commit. And then we unstage. And then we remove it. We keep it for init height data. So we do here reset. Yeah. And here reset. Init height data. And here. Update block. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, reset. Okay, I'm surprised by this, that we moved this here. Okay. That looks weird. Huh. This looks extremely weird here. I'm surprised that this one was moved up here. This was not intended. This one should stay here. And then here we do... but then, what do we do here? Okay, and then here we do reset. Yeah. Lights destroy, lights destroy. It would mean that we create the lights iterator here, but then it has to be destroyed. There. Create lights iterator. Destroy. I mean, this probably just calls release on this, right? So delete IT. Not even release, just delete. So can reset this. Well, did it do anything with lights iterator or not? Lights iterator, yeah. Hide data. Hide data. World height map. Hide data. Where's this used? Is this used at all? Why do we have this lights iterator? It is used here, okay. Interesting, we also have a lights iterator and road buffer, but it's unused. Oh, great. Okay. So lights iterator. Iterator. I think here we can just say delete Where did we write it? So I think we would just do delete lights iterator. Then we would do we would put this guy here. Then here we would do if delete lights iterator and pair lights iterator. Okay, delete. Okay, and then init height map. We would now pass init height map, pmap, init height data here. Then here we would pass this guy. Now the question is, now the question is, why does this guy need the lights iterator? Iterator K doesn't do anything with it. Is it a virtual function? It is. Okay, does this make sense? Then we go back to word builder height map. Word builder height map. And then here we do init height map. Oh, it's not found. It must have been somewhere else. Init height data, of course. Yeah. Okay, and then here we pass this guy now, yeah. Okay, and here we don't. Okay, so we create the lights iterator here, and then we pass it into init, and that should work. Yeah, okay, let's see if that compiles. In your first review, you suggested using set game pause to reset the mouse, but this had the side effect of resuming audio at a point of time you don't want it, so the extra code was added to avoid creating an audio bug. Ah, okay. In hindsight, calling set game pause and reset may not be so elegant, so let me know if you want a simpler solution. If we could if we can not have then that would be great. Try to find yeah. I would try to understand why this audio bug happens, and then try to make it robust so that pausing would not interfere with whatever the bug is. What is the bug? This had the side effect of resuming audio at a point of time you don't want it. Yeah, then figure out how to prevent this at the point you don't want it. Maybe there needs to be some other safeguard why this audio bug happens, and then try to make it robust so that pausing or unpausing would not interfere with the audio in undesired ways. To do that, we if we need multiple, if we need multiple reasons for muting audio, then consider introducing mute flags that are reserved for different users, or introducing mute flags that are reserved for different users, or are set by string. Yeah, no, I think flags is good. Consider introducing mute flags that are reserved for different uses. For example, mutes audio, mute audio, reason, game paused, and then mute audio, reason, game, I don't know, I don't know, score, mission load or something, I don't know, game loading, I don't know. Something like that. I didn't check like implementation details. It's just like high level how this problem is approached. Basically, if you have multiple systems that want to set a state, like mute an audio, right? Then or unmute an audio. Then if these different systems would if they wouldn't have reserved flags for themselves, then they would fight against other systems who try to mute or unmute, right? And then you have always a battle, like, yeah, what is now the desired state? Like, this system says that, and the other system wants to do that. Like, how do we deal with this, right? So in cases like this, it makes sense to say, okay, we have a game pause mute reason, but we also have like game loading reason, and we don't want to hear audio then, like things like this. And then just like from different places, they said, okay, I want to mute the audio. This is, I'm the owner of this mute, like game loading, and I will call unmute at some point. Yeah. And then the game pause is decoupled from that, and it can do its own thing. And only when all the mute reasons are lifted, only then we hear, only then the actual audio is unmuted. Like this is a way you make it robust. Like you can throw multiple reasons at this, you know, X amount of reasons, and then it will still work properly, right? And you don't need to like synchronize those systems and make sure that there's no like logic bug that, you know, mutes or unmutes at the wrong time or so. So audio muting in undesired ways. Note, I did not debug this issue, so I cannot accurately say what the right course of action now is. But seeing the observations in this pull and the attempted workarounds, make it look brittle. Good. So we still have compile errors. Update center. Aha. Camera pivot. Aha. Is this the last one? That's the last compile error, isn't it? Okay, that's cool. No, there's more. Base height map cannot convert 4 from bool. Init height data base height map. Oh. Three, 6, 3. Base height map .cpp. Okay, so for some reason here we have a problem. Init height map. Apply the height map to the terrain render object. Ugh. Map. This init height data. So then here we would do base height map of okay, here we would also pass null, yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing here right now. Yeah. Init height data. Yeah. Map. Word height map. Yeah, we probably need to pass. Update. That's stupid. Maybe in word height map. Word height map interface class. Maybe we should add a new. How about we just add a new function here? Here. Where we say here void set static lights iterator, or we just do set static lights iterator. Okay, then we remove this here again. Then we do this. Then we remove this. And we remove that. And then we remove this. And this. And this. Okay, and then we have init height data. Then we do that. And then we do that. And that. Okay. And that. Okay, and then here we do this, and then do here set, oh boy, set static, oh, it's not that. Huh? Set static lights iterator. 18. Okay. Okay. Then we remove this and this. Okay. And then here we do as well htmap, world height map, and we put here set static lights iterator, and we put this guy here. It looks like this guy is not deleted ever. Ah, because it's local. Map. Update height map in view. Oh, update height map in view. Lightless item equals new. New. Okay. Time I put this guy here. We set it here. I think we can just put this here. Okay. I think that works. I think we can simplify this further by just doing that. Okay. I think that works. Inner height data. HT map. Okay. Okay. Good. Let's see if that compiles. Okay. We still have one error regarding this guy here. Yeah. Update center. Okay, instead of a lights iterator, it needs to pass camera pivot. Camera pivot. Let's see, look at position. Oops. Good, so we would remove this. And then we need to pass camera pivots, update center. Here, camera pivot, camera pivot, update center. View. Update center. Camera pivot, ground level, position X, okay. Camera pivot. Okay, ground level. Set up camera. So we have a ground level. Pause. Center point. Center point. Yeah. Ugh. Ground level. Get height around pause. Get height around pause. Get height. Ground pivot. Ground level. Okay, so I suspect we take this guy. And then we have camera pivots. Vector 3, camera pivots. X, Y, Y. Remove that and that and that, and then camera pivot Z is this, height around pause, camera pivots, X, Y, 0. That's it. Okay, and then camera pivots plus here. Camera and camera pivot. There we go. Okay, let's see if that compiles. It does not. Bogo's tactical view. probably added some new functions in here. Yeah, like this one, for example. We added some. Aha. Is doing scripted camera. No. What? Is doing stop. Did we add these or not? I can't remember. Looks familiar. I'm not sure. View.h. Let's see this one. View.h. Oh boy. Oh boy. Does it tell us why? Is doing scripted camera. Okay. Force reader. Behind force redraw. Return false. Okay. Cool, it compiles. Well, that's step one. Yeah. Update block. Yeah. We can reset this one. Good. Then we would merge these down somewhere. Oh boy. Yeah. Doing scripted camera. Oof. Is this one right? Yeah. Okay, so in this one we do this. Yeah. And then wherever we did the camera pivot, I think it was already part of this one, which has like way too many changes, right? There is 3D view here at the bottom. Yeah, this one is already handing over the camera pivot there. So this one, camera pivot, update center. Well, we would first need to do, oh boy. We would first put back this one. We would put this here, and then we would pass this like so. So this would already go in there, and then then we remove this and this, and then yeah, this one goes somewhere else. Data. Probably goes somewhere. This one here. Yeah. Oh, this one, right? Here we have this. Yeah. It probably goes here. So we would have this guy. And oh boy. Terrain visual. Terrain visual. Where's terrain visual? Terrain visual. We touched. Maybe here. Maybe we should add it to this change then. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Well, the question is, will this actually work? Yeah, my suspicion is that World Builder will crash, or there will be major bugs, right? I'm a bit afraid of testing this now, so maybe we don't test it now. Save it for later. Yeah, take a break. Take a break before we watch the broken shit. Yeah. No. There should be no practical change and no user-facing change. In theory, when a message is too large, the wrapper path uses size of struct, which would cause problems when it's wrong. What does it fix in practice and cannot be user-facing at all? There should be no practical change. When a message is too large, the wrapper path uses size of struct, which would cause problems when it's wrong. Size of 7 bytes. Allocate 7 bytes buffer, but then Phil writes 10 bytes. Also, buffer size would be wrong, so the receiver would get incomplete data, but around 10 bytes. 10 bytes, so add command would always succeed, and this pass should never be hit. That said, keeping the bug makes the serialization code messier and hacky. We have to write the struct and then manually add the command ID instead of just writing the struct. Yeah, I understand that we need to fix it. That's out of the question, for sure. But I'm just wondering if there already was a user-facing bug, or if we got lucky and, you know, it was not consequential. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Average FPS is a short. Yeah, that's good enough. Ah, no, it was a byte, but now it's a short. Yeah, because byte is only 255 max. Command ID is command ID field. Yeah. Okay. There should be no practical change. Keeping the bug makes the deserialization code messier. Yeah, okay. So it's not a user-facing bug, according to his research. Let me check as well if I see anything wrong with it or not. So buffer size needed. Get pack byte count and where's it used? Here. Construct big command packet list. Buffer size. Need to implement. I have a drinking problem. Big packet data. Create the buffer for the huge message. I'm not sure if that's sarcastic. And fill the buffer with that message. Well, fill new buffer size. Buffer size needed for command. Are you sure this causes no runtime issues? CPP. So. Expects good size. And then allocates with size. Writes to sized buffer. Wouldn't the larger write wouldn't the larger writes cause memory corruption? Cause the memory to corrupt? Wouldn't the writes cause the memory to corrupt if it's mismatched? If it was too small? The writes overflow the buffer if it was too small. Yeah, to me it looks risky, but I don't know. He writes something about max packet size 512 and everything good, but when I look at the code here, it gets this buffer size here, yeah, and then it allocates a buffer here, and then it writes into this buffer or not? Buffer, fill buffer. Yeah, so I assume it writes into this buffer here. Big packet data. And what do we do with this? Set data. Wrapper message. Delete packet data. Yeah, to me this looks very risky here. I don't understand why it needs to allocate in the first place. Why can't we just have a stack buffer? I mean, makes me wonder why does it need to allocate? Because this buffer, big packet data. Well, how big can this be? Create the wrapper command message. I mean, it says big packet data. Create the buffer for the huge message. I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, since he writes here, I have a drinking problem. I don't know if he was drunk when he wrote this, but if it is a huge message, if this buffer can really be like, 1 megabyte, 2 megabyte or so, then the allocation absolutely makes sense. But if it was always like really small, like 1,000 bytes, right? 1 kilobyte, a few kilobytes, then this could be on the stack. So I wonder. Yeah. I wonder. Get buffer size needed. I mean, we have some. Get packet byte count. So there's data length here. Data length. Set file data. Let me see how big that can be. Set file data. Buff len. Len. The file size. Okay, it takes a whole size, the whole file. Okay, so it doesn't chunk it. Okay. Okay, so if these messages are used to send complete files in one packet, then yeah, then this makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Good. Then yeah, then we don't question it. Good. Good. Then I think I will take a break here. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.